Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Joe Rogan Dude. I don't even know how to begin this one. I saw something the other day and I just went, what the hell is going on? This is real. This is happening right now. In America. Not in some far-off dystopia. Not in a science fiction movie. Here. Now. People are losing their minds. The media, completely out of touch. Politicians, don't even get me started. The average person, confused, overwhelmed, tired, and I get it. We're hit with 100 different things a day. AI, censorship, wars, pandemics, inflation. But there's something deeper happening. Something bigger. A shift, a transformation of society. And it's not all good. You ever feel like we're being nudged into madness? Like the system wants us divided, rich versus poor, black versus white, left versus right, vaxxed versus unvaxxed. It's like we're being programmed to fight, to fear, to obey. But we used to be rebels, man. Americans used to question everything. Now, people cheer for censorship. They call it misinformation. Who decides what's true? Some guy at Google? A boardroom at Facebook? That's not freedom, that's control. Meanwhile, real problems are ignored. The opioid crisis is worse than ever. Homelessness in cities like LA, insane. Mental health, epidemic levels, and the response? Just throw pills at it, or ignore it completely. Dude, did you see San Francisco lately? It looks like a scene from The Walking Dead. Tense, needles, desperation. But we're told, everything's fine. Don't complain, don't criticize. You speak up, and suddenly you're the bad guy. You're problematic. That word, it's used to silence people who ask questions. But that's what we're supposed to do. Ask.dig.challenge. That's what podcasts are all about, man. Not selling a narrative, but searching for truth. You know what else is nuts? Kids. Kids today are growing up in a digital war zone. TikTok algorithms feeding them garbage. Porn at their fingertips. AI girlfriends. Zero discipline, zero resilience. And they're being told, reality is whatever you feel. That's dangerous, because reality doesn't care about your feelings. Nature is brutal, life is hard. But we grow by facing those challenges. Now, we protect kids from everything. So they grow up weak, anxious, confused. You take away struggle, you take away strength. Meanwhile, school systems failing, indoctrinating instead of educating, teaching ideology over skill. And let's not even get into college debt. A whole generation sold a lie. Go to college, get a job, live the dream. Now they're 28, living with their parents, drowning in debt, working a job that makes them miserable. But the American dream isn't dead. It's just hijacked by corporations, by media, by systems that profit from our confusion. We're bombarded by ads 24/7. Your attention is the new oil. They want it, they mine it, and they sell it. People walk around like zombies, glued to screens, dopamine junkies scrolling endlessly. And when you try to unplug, you feel lost. That's by design. It's not just addictive, it's engineered. Every tap, every swipe. Someone profits. But the cost? Our humanity, our focus, our connection. You ever try to have a conversation with someone who's addicted to their phone? It's like talking to a ghost. And while we're distracted, the powerful get stronger. They buy more land, more influence, more politicians. You think billionaires care who you vote for? They already bought the winner. That's not conspiracy. That's money. That's lobbying. That's how it works. And let's not ignore the tech. AI is evolving faster than anyone expected. Deepfakes, voice clones, autonomous weapons, social credit systems. It's not science fiction anymore. It's here. And there are no rules, no ethics, just a race. Whoever controls AI controls everything. And the average person has no idea. They're too busy binge-watching the next distraction or arguing on Twitter. But what happens when AI decides we're inefficient? That we're the problem? What's stopping it? A few lines of code? Good luck with that. We are sleepwalking into the most radical shift in human history. And no one's in charge. No one is steering the ship. It's chaos masked as progress. And yet, I still believe. I believe in people, in freedom, in truth. But it's going to take courage. Real courage. Not hashtags, not slogans. Courage to stand up, to speak out, to unplug, to build something better. This is a wake-up call, not just for America, but for humanity. We can't keep pretending everything's fine, because it's not. But the beauty of this country, we can change, we can adapt, we can evolve. The founding fathers didn't write a script. They gave us a framework for freedom, for expression, for self-governance. That spirit is still alive. Look, man, people think it's all going to fix itself. That somehow, magically, the world's just going to realign. But that's not how this works. The pendulum swings only when people push. And right now, we're being pushed by all the wrong forces. Tech giants, corporate lobbyists, global think tanks, people we didn't elect, people we don't even know. But they write the rules, they control the levers. And most people don't even realize they're being manipulated. It's subtle, it's psychological, it's engineered. Your anger, manufactured. Your outrage, designed. You're not mad by accident. They want you mad. Mad keeps you distracted. Mad keeps you reactive. Mad keeps you blind. Meanwhile, truth is buried. Facts are edited. Narratives are packaged. And everything real is labeled conspiracy. But here's the thing. So many of those conspiracies came true. They said there were no biolabs. There were. They said censorship wasn't happening. It was. They said, I wasn't dangerous. It is. Dude, we live in a time where telling the truth can get you cancelled, or banned, or demonetized, or labeled extremist. Truth isn't dangerous. Lies are. And we've been drowning in lies for decades, from Vietnam to Iraq, from WMDs to Wall Street, from big food to big pharma. The American people keep getting played, and we keep forgetting. But now, people are waking up, slowly, painfully. But it's happening, and that scares the hell out of the people in charge. That's why censorship is rising. That's why surveillance is growing. That's why control is tightening. Because awareness is power. When you wake up, you start asking questions. And when you question authority, you become dangerous. You become a threat. You stop complying. And the system doesn't like that. So what do? Divide us again and again. Race.gender.income.politics. They slice us into pieces, then feed us lies. So we fight each other instead of fighting back. Classic strategy, and it works. But only if we stay asleep. Only if we keep scrolling. Only if we stay angry at the wrong people. So let me ask you this. Who benefits from your confusion? Who profits from your division? Who gains when you give up? Not you, not your family, not your community. The elites, the media, the monopolies. They want us distracted by clickbait, addicted to outrage, numbed by entertainment. And look, I'm not against Netflix, I'm not against TikTok, but balance matters, awareness matters. You gotta wake up before it's too late, because the warnings are there. Smart people have been sounding the alarm for years. Snowden, Assange, Musk, even comedians. We've all been yelling into the void, saying, hey, this doesn't feel right. But when profits are involved, truth is inconvenient. So they silence the truth tellers and amplify the puppets. Influencers who don't question anything. Celebrities who push approved scripts. Everything is scripted now. Even rebellion is manufactured. That's how deep this goes. And yeah, it's scary. But fear isn't the answer. Action is. Awareness is. You can't unplug everyone, but you can unplug yourself. And when you do, you think clearer. You breathe deeper. You see more. You start to connect dots. You stop reacting. You start responding. You realize you're not powerless. You're just misdirected. This country was built by people who refused to be controlled. Farmers, fighters, philosophers. They risked everything for freedom. Now we trade freedom for convenience, privacy for likes, sanity for speed. It's time to reverse that. Time to choose awareness. Time to choose strength. Time to remember who we are. Americans, not perfect, not always right, but free. Or at least, we're supposed to be. Freedom isn't given, it's earned, it's defended, it's protected by people who speak up, who stand up, who refuse to bend the knee. And I know it's uncomfortable, but growth is uncomfortable. Truth is uncomfortable, but it sets you free. And I believe we're at a crossroads as a nation, as a species. We either evolve or we crumble. We either unite or we burn. This isn't a movie. This is real life. These decisions matter every day, every choice. Are you buying the lie or seeking the truth? Are you part of the machine or part of the resistance? Because this system doesn't fix itself. It collapses. Unless we do something, unless we rebuild, not with violence, but with vision, with knowledge, with courage. That's the American spirit. That's what they're afraid of. Not bullets, not protests, but minds that can't be broken. Voices that won't be silenced. Hearts that refuse to quit. That's how revolutions begin. That's how change is born. And I believe it's already happening. Right here, right now. In people like you, who listen, who care, who question. So keep going, keep seeking.